Namaste. This is going to be a 20-30 minute flow yoga class with absolutely zero weight bearing in the hands. So we're going to do mostly standing poses. It's meant for all levels. You can modify any of it. If you're not sure how to modify stuff, I have particular shorter clips on modifying chair pose, mountain pose, warrior one, warrior two, all the kind of basic yoga poses. I'd love it if you have 2 yoga blocks and a yoga strap. Again, you can use substitutes. I have a video on that as well. Mat, and we're gonna start at the front of our mat. And you're gonna start with your feet hip width apart. So again, I don't mean your flesh, I mean your bones. So it's about the size of one of your feet in between your feet. We're gonna face the front of our mat, and our legs are in parallel. And we're gonna start in mountain pose. So palms roll forward, lift the chest. Feel the waist pull back, the tailbone lengthen down. Just take a moment and feel the weight on your feet. And try to feel even weight on the heels and the balls of the feet. Even weight on the inner edge of the feet and the outer edge of the feet. So we're standing equally across all 4 corners of the feet. Feel a gentle lift through the crown of the head. And bring your attention to your breath. See if you can shift your breath into your Ujjayi breath, in and out your nose. And on your next inhale, we're going to reach the arms straight up overhead. They're going to come straight up by your ears, palms facing in. And exhale, bring your hands to prayer. So it's an option. You guys can either, depending on your space, depending on how it feels, reach the arms out to the side and overhead, like angel arms. And exhale, bring your hands to prayer. Or you can reach them straight out in front of you. Big inhale, reaching up. And exhale, hands to prayer. We're moving with breath. Marry your breath and movement together. Big inhale, reaching up. And exhale, hands to prayer. 3 more like this. Inhale, reaching up. Try not to displace the spine. Keep your mountain pose. Exhale, hands to prayer. And 2 more, breathing in. Push down through the feet, reach up through the fingers. And breathing out. And final 1, breathing in. Pause with the arms overhead. Try not to arch the back, pull the rib cage in, tailbone down. So you're still in mountain pose, you're not arching the back. 1 more full breath. And exhale, hands to prayer, adding on. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. And this time on exhale, we're gonna fold at the hips. So we're gonna hinge at the hips and come down. So a lot of us, you guys, to keep a flat back, you're gonna need to bend the knees, and you're gonna come all the way down into a forward fold. So drop the head and chest, take a few deep full breaths here. You can bend the knees as much as you guys need to. A lot is okay to feel like it's a release in the spine, no tension. If it's uncomfortable in the lower back, widen the feet a little bit. Again, straighten the legs as much as you can manage without tension in the joints. You want to feel like your muscles are capable of releasing, you're still capable of breathing deep. And then we're going to come up onto the hands and try to flatten the back. So most of us will not have our hands on the floor. A lot of us will either put our hands on our shins, or we're going to use the blocks for this. So you really do want a flat back, chest pulling forward. Right, so if you need to bend the knees to take the round out of the spine, feel free. Take an inhale here, and exhale, fold again. If you like this, inhale, lengthen the spine, try to flatten your back, bend the knees as much as you need to. And exhale, fold. 3 more, inhale, flat back, lengthen your spine. And exhale, fold. 1 more, inhale, flat back, lengthen your spine. Pause here. Feel, so most of us tend to overlift the neck. You guys lengthen the neck, pull the shoulders down and try to pull the chest forward, like a charm on a necklace is pulling forward. You need to bend your knees to lengthen the spine. You want a nice, long spine. 1 more full breath, and we fold. Inhale, reach your arms overhead, stand all the way up. And exhale, bring your hands to prayer. Inhale, we're going to sit back into chair pose. We're gonna hold for 5 full breaths. So sit the weight back in the heels. So feel the weight in the heels as much as the toes. Lengthen the tailbone down. And you guys, anytime your arms overhead, if you're feeling tension in the neck, you guys feel free to widen the arms and spin a little more. Spin the shoulder joint. So the shoulders drop in away from the ears into the trunk. 2 more full breaths in your chair pose. Go as deep as you can manage with breath. Feel the waistline lift. 1 more full breath. And then inhale, stand up, reach up. And exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, sit back into your chair pose. Exhale, straighten the legs, fold in half. Put your hands wherever you need them for support. Inhale, flat back, lengthen the spine. Exhale, pull the belly in and fold. Bend the knees, inhale, chair pose. Sit way back in your heels. Reach your arms way back by your ears. Exhale, stand, hands to prayer. Work in a range of motion that works for your joints. Inhale, chair pose. And exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Use the blocks or props if you need to. And exhale, fold. 1 more time. Inhale, chair pose. Push into the feet. Exhale, stand. Hands to prayer. Final round. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, straighten the legs. Fold. Inhale, flat back, lengthen your spine. Wherever you need the hands is perfect. And exhale, fold. Bending the knees, inhale, chair pose. And exhale, stand, hands to prayer. Pause in your Tadasana, take a full breath in. And let it go. Hopefully you're feeling a little warm. Let's step the feet to the middle of the mat. Arms go wide. You can either kind of heel ball your feet open or you can take 1 or 2 big steps. You want your ankles underneath your wrists, and we're gonna move into warrior 2. So let's start with the right leg. You're gonna turn the thigh bone out. You want the knees and toes pointing dead ahead. Back heel swivels back slightly, so my back foot's at a 10-15 degree angle towards the front of the mat, and I'm gonna come on down into warrior 2. Reach evenly through both arms, keep breathing. Reach just as much, that's how often you guys end up here. Pull through the back arm as much as you're pulling through the front arm, so it feels like your shoulders are stacked over your hips. Remember the alignment of the front knee, push the front knee opened. Hug the outer hip in so you have a visual of your big toe. And at the same time as you're rolling that hip open, pull the left thigh and waist back. Gaze over the front hand, deepen your breath, and only bend as deep as you can manage, and if you need a break, you straighten the leg. Let's flow a little bit. Inhale, we're gonna straighten the front leg. And exhale, we're gonna bend the knee. Breathing in, only go as far as your joints say it's okay today. And breathing out, long, deep, smooth, rhythmic breaths. Breathing in. And breathing out. 2 more, breathing in. And breathing out. Final 1, breathing in. And breathing out. We're gonna pause in warrior 2. Again, reach through that back hand as much as the front, like I have your 2 hands and I'm pulling them away from the midline. Keep lengthening and deepening your breath. Keep feeling the external rotation in the front hip, inner knee to outer hip hugging in. Soften your face, your shoulders, your jaw. So there's effort without tension. You're feeling sensation, you're feeling stretch, you're feeling muscles strengthen. But there's no strain, right? The deep full breaths help us with that. Inhale, straighten that front leg. Exhale, turn the toes forward. Keep the arms lifted if you can, rest them if you have to, and second side. So deep in the hip socket, the thigh rotates. Back heel swivels back. And make your way into warrior 2. Again, feel the front inner knee push back. So you want to see that big toe on the inside of the front knee. Protects the front knee, puts the work in the hip. Most of us tend to lean too far forward. Imagine I have your back hand and I'm pulling you back. So you want to stack those shoulders up over the hips. Keep pulling the right waist back. So as we open, we externally rotate the front hip. The back waist tends to roll forward. Can you pull the back hip and waist back? And then on an inhale, we'll straighten that front leg. And on an exhale, we'll bend the knee. Breathing in to move. Your breath. Breathing out to move. Lengthen and deepen the breath. Let your movement be married to your breath. 3 more. 2 more. And then final one. Pause in warrior 2. Keep the breath moving. Keep the fluidity in the breath, even though we're holding the shape a little bit harder. Keep the breath fluid. Stay soft where it doesn't need to work. Reach through the arms, feel the energy in the arms, and release the tension in the shoulders. 2 full breaths. And then final breath. And inhale, straighten your front leg. Turn your toes forward so the legs are parallel, feet are parallel. Big inhale, reach the arms overhead. And on an exhale, we'll forward fold, drop the head and chest. And take a few breaths here. So if you need to bend the knees, you will, right? I want you to feel even weight in the feet. Try to feel just as much weight in the toes as the heels. Let the head drop, let the shoulders release. Continue to lengthen and deepen the breath. One more full breath here. And we're gonna do the same thing we did earlier with the legs together. We're gonna try to flatten the back. So most of us don't have the hamstring flexibility to flatten the back here. I'm gonna turn to the side so you guys have a better visual. Right, so if my spine is round, I'm gonna wanna bend my knees to pull my chest forward, or I can use a block, right? If your hands comfortably reach the floor, you can touch the floor. That's not most of us, right? So have the hands wide enough underneath your shoulders that it feels like you can pull your shoulders out of your ears. So again, I'm pulling my sternum forward and my sit bones back. Take one more full breath in. And then on an inhale, we're gonna lift one hand up, rotating the spine. So keep the spine nice and long. And exhale, hand comes down. Second side, inhale, rotate the spine. Keep the weight even on the toes and the heels. And exhale, hand comes down. Spine long, inhale, take the hands higher away from the floor or bend the knees if you don't feel like your spine is long. And hand down, and we're moving with breath, breathing in. And breathing out. Again, breathing in. And breathing out. One more each side. Keep pulling the chest forward, shoulders slide into your back pockets. And exhale. Final one, inhale. And exhale. And then we drop down through the center. You can bend your knees as much as you need to. You guys, you can bend your knees tons. I want you to feel like you can stand evenly on the feet. And the head, the shoulders, the middle back can release. 2, 3 more full breaths in that forward fold. And then one more breath. You're just gonna walk your feet together, heel, ball, heel, ball. Soften the knees, bend the knees if you need to until you're back into that parallel position. This is called Uttanasana, forward fold, let the head drop. Soften the knees or bend the knees if you need to. Take a full breath in. And on an exhale, we're gonna roll the spine up, one vertebrae at a time. until we're standing nice and tall. Then you guys, we're gonna lie on our tummy and the forearms are gonna be on the mat. So we're gonna lie flat on our belly. Most people put the hands too close together and then my shoulders are in my ears. So I want my elbows in as tight as I can to my rib cage and my hands, my wrist in line with my elbows. So my forearms are parallel, right? The hands aren't closer than the elbows, yeah? And that's gonna give us me more space, you more space in the shoulders, neck. All the way down onto your tummy. Ground the top of the feet, again, hip width apart. So this is a modification for Cobra, right? Cobra is this. We don't wanna put any weight on the wrist today, just for anyone that's having problems with the wrists. You're more than welcome to do Cobra, but we're gonna do Swan. It's a Pilates exercise. Same thing. And we're gonna inhale, lift the head and chest. So here's that pulling forward of the chest, lengthening the spine. And exhale, roll down. Again, inhale, pull forward and up, lengthening the spine. And exhale, roll down. Keep the pubic bone anchored, the top of the feet pressing. So I'm moving my upper middle back, not my lower back, you guys. Pull, don't push with the arms. So I'm getting long, I'm tractioning my spine and creating space. And then I roll back down, 2 more. Breathing in. And breathing out. And then final one, breathing in. And I pause with my chest lifted. You guys, mindful it's not the neck, so take all the wrinkles out of the back of your neck. Your eyes are probably looking down. It's your shoulder heads that are lifting. You gotta keep that lower belly lifted and pubic bone anchored. Now we're gonna take the 2 arms out to the side like airplane wings. So both arms are straight out to the side like a T. And on an exhale, I'm gonna turn my thumbs up to the ceiling. This is external rotation in my shoulder joint. Inhale, my palms face the floor. And exhale, my thumbs turn up. Again, inhale, my palms face the floor. And exhale, my thumbs turn up. I'm rolling the arm bone in the socket. Inhale, palms down, 3 more. And exhale, thumbs up. And 2 more, inhale, palms down. And exhale, thumbs up. Beautiful, final one. Turning the thumbs up, let's pause here. Keep the breath fluid and free. Anchor the pubic bone into the mat. And now we're gonna reach behind us and we're either gonna interlace the hands, you guys, and a lot of us aren't gonna be able to do this. So we'll use our strap or a towel. And you'll put as much space as you need between your hands in order to get a good grip and lift the shoulders onto the back. Remember, keep the back of the neck long, keep the belly lifted, lower belly lifted, belly button lifted, pubic bone in the mat. And we'll take 3 or 4 breaths in the shoulder stretch. Again, I'm opening my chest, anchoring with my lower abs. My feet are still on the floor, and if they're not, I'm using my lower back too much. How's your breath? 2 more full breaths, opening the chest. Final breath, neck long. And release. Forearms on the mat. We're gonna sit back into a child's pose. Rounding the spine, rest the forehead on the mat. So knees can be together or wide, it's a preference. You wanna feel spacious. If child's pose doesn't feel good for you guys, you can lie on your back, hug your knees into your chest. Put the arms wherever they're comfortable. If the forehead doesn't reach the floor, prop it, right? So you can always stack your hands or roll a towel underneath your head. Last 3 full breaths here. You guys try to feel some more breath in the back body. Feel the inhales expand that back body. And exhale completely. And then 1 more full breath. And then when you're ready, rolling yourself up. We're gonna come back into that forward fold. So you're gonna make your way onto your feet, hip width apart, and you're gonna just let your body hang forward. Let the head drop, the shoulders release. Bend the knees enough to feel the release in the shoulders and the neck. Take a full breath in. And let it go. Bend the knees a little bit if you need to. Take a full breath in. And on an exhale, let's roll our spine up to standing. One vertebrae at a time. Palms forward, take a full breath in. And exhale completely. Let's come back to the middle of our mat. We've got one more standing pose. Arms go wide, feet go wide. So try to get those feet back underneath the wrists. We're gonna make our way back into warrior two. So starting with the right leg, externally rotate the hip. Feel that back heel swivel back some. And bend your front knee into your warrior two. Reach just as much to the backhand as the front. Take 3 full breaths here. Feel all the little details. Front inner knee push back to outer knee. Front outer hip hug forward and into the midline. Back waist, left thigh pulls back, right? So as I rotate my front knee open, my back waist tends to roll open. I'm pulling my left waist back as I pull my front knee into external rotation or hip. One more full breath. I'm gonna do the best I can to stay bent in my front knee, and I'm just gonna gently slide my body down my back leg. My head can go wherever it's comfortable. So we call this reverse warrior. You guys are looking to feel a stretch in the side body and rib cage. You can rest the hand anywhere, just don't press right on that knee. 3 full breaths. 2 breaths. Keep bending into your front knee if you can. 1 final breath. And then inhale, come on up into warrior two. Hang in there. If you need a break, you straighten the front leg. Otherwise, we're gonna finish it off here. We're gonna lean forward, put our forearm on our front thigh. Take our top arm, spin the palm to face over the head, and we're gonna reach that arm up and over our head. So this is called side angle stretch, Parsvottanasana. So I wanna feel, again, now the stretch in the top side, other side of my body, waist and rib cage. Few full breaths. Use the arm, you guys, to push the knee back into that rotation, the hip open. Right, when I push my hip open back, my belly and my chest tend to roll down. So at the same time, I'm trying to keep my waist, belly, and chest rolling up. And if I want to go deeper, I can always grab a block, put my hand on the floor on the block. If my hand reaches the floor, I can reach the floor. Not going to happen for me today on this side. One more full breath in Parsvottanasana. And then big inhale, coming up, warrior two. Exhale, straighten your front leg, turn your toes forward. Second side, left leg from the hip socket, you guys. Back heel swivels back. And finding your warrior two. Again, reach back more than you think so the shoulders are stacked over the hips. Take 3 deep full breaths here. Feel the rotation in the front hip, external rotation. Feel the right thigh, back thigh pull back. One more full breath. And then when you're ready, start to slide down the back leg. So you're keeping the bend in the front knee the best you can. You're trying to feel the stretch in the rib cage and waistline. 3 full breaths in reverse warrior. One more full breath. And then inhale back to warrior two. Try to stay bent in that front knee. We're gonna lean forward, forearm on the thigh. Top arm comes up. Spin the palm towards your head and reach up and over. So you guys really feel the pressing into the outer edge of that back foot. And from there, I'm reaching all the way through my waist and rib cage into my fingertips. Use your bottom arm, whether it's on the forearm, whether it's on the thigh, or it's on a block, or it's on the floor to push the knee back. I'm using my arm to push my knee into that external rotation. And at the same time, I'm rolling my belly and my chest up, away from the floor. 3 full breaths in the side angle stretch. 2 full breaths. You only go as deep as you can breathe deeply. 1 more full breath. Keeping my front knee bent. Inhale, come on up, warrior two. Exhale, straighten your front leg. Turn your toes forward. Take a deep breath in, reach overhead. Big exhale, 1 more time, forward fold, let the head drop. The upper back release. Take a full breath in. And let it go. Bend the knees if you need to. Give into gravity the best you can. And again, gently walk your feet towards each other. So feel that hip width apart, straighten the legs as much as you can. Feel the weight even on the feet, let the head drop, the neck release. And allow any extra tension just to seep out of the crown of the head into your floor. If you're not feeling a release, you guys bend the knees. You can bend the knees tons, it's totally okay. Final breath here. And soften the knees. And gently roll your spine up to standing, vertebrae by vertebrae. Turn the palms forward, feel your Tadasana, feel your mountain pose. And big inhale, reach the arms overhead. And exhale, hands to prayer. So nice, you guys. Let's finish on our back with one final stretch and a short resting pose. So we're gonna be flat on our back, knees bent, feet flat on the mat, and take the arms wide out to the side. You don't have the space to take the arms straight out to the side. You can always bend the elbows, put them in like a goalpost position. And let's take the feet and the knees the width of the mat. And let's let both feet and knees just plop over to the left. So it's a total letting go. Give into gravity, continue to lengthen and deepen your breath. And if it feels too intense, you guys can always put a prop underneath that bottom thigh, like the block. If you want more intensity, you can take the bottom leg and cross the ankle over the top thigh. Right? Find just enough for you today in this moment. If it's too much, it's going to feel like you're not able to breathe deeply and relax in the shape. And once you find the perfect shape, give into gravity. We're going to take about 5 full breaths in the rotation. Just allowing the spine to unwind. Giving into gravity. So use minimal effort to be here. Final breath. If your legs are crossed, go ahead and uncross your legs. Pull your belly in, bring your hips back to center, feet flat on the floor. And then when you're ready, let the knees and hips drop the other way. Really let them plop, right? And if that doesn't feel doable, if it feels like too much sensation, you prop it. You put something under the bottom thigh. If you want more stretch and sensation, the bottom ankle, this time right ankle can cross over top thigh. Try to keep the shoulder blades grounded, and if you want a little more of a twist, the head can turn away from the knees. Give into gravity, let go of all physical effort, and just allow the spine to unwind. And allow yourself to receive the opening that the shape has to offer. So you're just going to be in the shape without doing anything. Last few breaths here. Softening in. And then when you're ready, use an exhale, pull the belly in, come on back to center. 2 feet flat on the mat for a moment. And then squeeze your 2 knees into your chest, rounding your back. We're going to finish in a final rest position. So we're going to end up in Shavasana. So most of us will just straighten the legs, open the palms. Right, if this is uncomfortable on your lower back, you guys, there's a few options. You could stick pillows or blocks or bolsters underneath your knees so your legs aren't all the way straight. Right, you could also just keep your knees completely bent and feet flat on the floor and allow the knees to knock in towards each other. But if it's comfortable, let the legs extend completely, let the knees and hips flop open. And if you have the space, spread your arms wide, let your palms roll up. So make sure your body's very comfortable, prop it however you need to. And then take a final deep full breath in. Open your mouth, sigh it out. Allow yourself to rest fully in Shavasana, corpse pose. No effort, no physical effort, no manipulation of the breath. Let the breath be natural and free. And just rest completely. And keeping your eyes closed and staying relaxed. Just bring your attention to your breath. And let your next breath be a little more deep and full. And maybe sigh it out. And then gently stretch your arms, however it feels good. Bend your knees. If they're not, put your feet flat on the floor. And keeping your eyes closed, just gently roll yourself onto one side. Maybe use your arm or a prop for a pillow. And pause on your side for a moment. Again, with your eyes closed, use your hands, just press yourself up to a comfortable seat. We won't be here long, just spine tall. If you want to sit on a block or a blanket, feel free. And just pause for a moment and notice how you feel. And then gently bring your hands together at your heart and bow your head towards your heart. And internally thank yourself for your efforts. All the benefit of the practice comes from your efforts. May all beings everywhere know love and peace. Namaste. Thank you guys. Keep up the good work.